The Billy ape is a fascinating creature, often described as a larger version of the common chimpanzee. It stands between 5 to 6 feet tall and weighs over 200 pounds, earning it the nickname a lion killer from the local people. These primates, found deep in the Congo's Billy forest, have intrigued scientists and locals alike due to their unique behaviors and characteristics. While they closely resemble chimpanzees in appearance, their behavior is strikingly similar to that of gorillas, creating a puzzle that has kept researchers captivated for decades. Their strength and ability to hunt predators like lions and leopards have only added to their mystique. Billy apes are also referred to as Bondo mystery apes, and their existence was shrouded in mystery for many years. Early photographs of these apes were often old and in black and white, leading people to believe they were an extinct species that lived centuries ago. However, reports of their presence began to surface in the early 2000s, revealing that these unique creatures were still alive. Initially, scientists speculated that Billy apes were a completely different species, possibly related to gorillas or monkeys. However, this theory was later disproven. While they were classified as a subspecies of chimpanzees, their distinctive behaviors continued to challenge this classification. The story of the Billy apes caught the attention of wildlife photographer Carl Ammon in the late 1990s. Ammon, fascinated by the accounts of these unique primates, decided to investigate. In 1996, he began his research, collecting footprints, trails, and even dung samples to document their activity. Despite his dedication, Ammon never managed to see the Billy apes in person during his early expeditions. In 2001, he partnered with renowned researchers like George Scholler and Mike Bellan to continue the search. However, their efforts also failed to yield definitive evidence of the ape's existence. The following year, Ammon teamed up with primatologist Shelley Williams, who was determined to uncover the truth about these mysterious creatures. In 2002, Williams ventured deep into the Billy forest and became the first scientist to document the Billy apes in their natural habitat. Her observations revealed several unique traits. Physically, the Billy apes had facial features similar to gorillas, and their behavior differed significantly from that of typical chimpanzees. Unlike regular chimpanzees, which sleep in trees, the Billy apes built ground nests, a behavior more commonly associated with gorillas. This discovery was particularly intriguing because most primates avoid sleeping on the ground to protect themselves from predators. Gorillas, being large and powerful, can afford to nest on the ground without fear of attack, and it appeared that Billy apes shared this strength and confidence. Williams also documented the Billy apes' use of tools, which demonstrated their intelligence. These primates used sticks over 8 feet long to extract honey and ants from holes, and they cracked open nuts and snails using rocks. Their diet consisted primarily of fruits, nuts, and snails, but they avoided certain foods, like termites, which are a common part of the chimpanzee diet. This unusual dietary preference added another layer of mystery to their behavior. Despite her groundbreaking work, Williams faced significant challenges. Her research led to disagreements with other scientists, including Ammon. While Williams believed that the Billy apes represented a unique population based on DNA evidence, many researchers argued that they were simply a subspecies of chimpanzees. This debate created tensions among scientists, with differing methodologies and opinions further complicating the research process. Tragically, in 2005, Williams suffered a severe injury that left her paralyzed, forcing her to end her work. The Billy apes have also been the subject of local myths and folklore. Stories about these creatures often depicted them as enormous, almost mythical beings with extraordinary strength. Some locals even referred to them as radioactive super monkeys. These tales, though exaggerated, hinted at the remarkable qualities of the Billy apes. As early as the 1900s, a Belgian officer returned from the Congo with unusually large ape skulls, which only fueled speculation about the existence of these mysterious primates. While many of the myths were rooted in fiction, they underscored the unique behaviors and traits of the Billy apes, such as their tool use and ground nesting habits. After Williams' departure, researcher Cleve Hicks took up the task of studying the Billy apes. Beginning his work in 2004, Hicks and his team spent 12 years exploring over 2,000 kilometers of the Billy forest. Their research focused on the apes' behavior, social structures, and distribution. Hicks documented their use of tools, feeding habits, and nesting styles, which further highlighted the distinctive nature of the Billy Apes. He also noted that while these apes were capable of taking down predators like lions and leopards, they avoided eating termites, a dietary choice that set them apart from other primates. The Billy Apes remain one of the most fascinating primates in the world. Their unique combination of physical traits, behaviors, and extraordinary strength continues to intrigue scientists and locals alike. While much about these lion killers has been uncovered, there is still much to learn about their lives deep within the Congo's dense forests. The work of researchers like Ammon, Williams, and Hicks has provided valuable insights, but the story of the Billy Apes is far from complete. Their mysterious nature ensures that they will remain a subject of fascination for years to come. The African Wildlife Foundation has been a pivotal force in conserving wildlife and habitats, including the Billy Apes and the ecosystems they inhabit. Their conservation efforts include raising global awareness about the plight of these apes and implementing initiatives to reduce human interference in their natural environment. The organization works closely with local communities, educating them about the importance of biodiversity and how the survival of the Billy Apes contributes to maintaining the balance of the forest ecosystem. This education is often paired with practical incentives, such as alternative income opportunities, that encourage locals to adopt sustainable practices instead of relying on destructive activities like poaching or deforestation. One of the primary methods to protect the Billy Apes has been the establishment and expansion of protected areas within the forests of northern Congo. These regions, such as the Billy U protected area, act as sanctuaries where wildlife can thrive without the immediate threat of human activity. However, simply designating an area as protected is not enough. Maintaining the security of these zones requires significant resources, including trained personnel, advanced monitoring equipment, and consistent funding. Anti-poaching patrols are deployed to prevent hunters from targeting the apes, while advanced surveillance techniques, such as drones and satellite imaging, are used to detect illegal activities like logging or mining. These measures are crucial in preserving the apes' habitat and ensuring their safety. In many cases, locals and conservation organizations collaborate to monitor and safeguard the region. The involvement of local communities is critical because they are the ones who live in proximity to the forest and often rely on its resources. By integrating them into conservation projects, their livelihood needs can be balanced with environmental goals. For instance, eco-friendly tourism has emerged as a sustainable alternative that allows communities to benefit economically from the presence of the Billy Apes without harming them. Visitors who come to observe the apes in their natural habitat often contribute financially to conservation programs, and part of this income is directed toward community development projects, creating a sense of shared responsibility for the forest's well-being. The threats to the Billy Apes extend beyond poaching and deforestation. Climate change has become a significant factor impacting their habitat and survival. Rising global temperatures and erratic weather patterns disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems, causing shifts in vegetation, water availability, and food sources. Forests in northern Congo, like many others around the world, are experiencing these changes, which directly affect the wildlife that depends on them. To mitigate these impacts, conservationists are actively involved in reforestation projects, planting native trees to restore degraded areas and provide stable habitats for the apes and other species. Furthermore, there is a growing focus on promoting renewable energy and reducing greenhouse gas emissions to combat the broader effects of climate change. International cooperation and agreements, such as the Paris Accord, aim to address these issues on a global scale. On a local level, researchers and conservationists are studying the specific ways climate change affects the Billy Apes and their environment, gathering data that can inform future strategies to protect them. Research plays a crucial role in the effort to conserve the Billy Apes. Scientists studying their behavior, diet, and genetic makeup have uncovered valuable information about their unique characteristics and ecological needs. For instance, the Billy Apes' preference for certain foods, their cultural behaviors, and their avoidance of termites reflect the complexity of their dietary choices and social norms. By understanding these patterns, researchers can identify the specific resources the apes require and work to ensure these are preserved. Field studies conducted over several years provide insights into the apes' interactions, population dynamics, and responses to environmental changes, all of which are critical for developing effective conservation plans. One notable aspect of conservation research involves the use of technology to track and monitor the apes. Motion-activated cameras placed strategically throughout the forest capture footage of the apes in their natural habitat, providing researchers with a wealth of information about their movements, behavior, and social interactions. These observations help build a comprehensive picture of the Billy Apes' lives and highlight areas where they may be vulnerable. The data collected is not only valuable for scientific understanding but also serves as evidence to advocate for stronger protection measures. Despite these efforts, the challenges facing the Billy Apes remain immense. The increasing demand for natural resources, such as gold, timber, and farmland, continues to drive deforestation in northern Congo. Large-scale mining projects and agricultural expansion have led to significant habitat destruction, leaving the apes with shrinking territories and fewer resources to sustain their populations. This habitat loss disrupts the delicate food chains and ecological relationships that support the forest ecosystem. Additionally, as human activity encroaches further into the forest, the risk of direct conflict between humans and apes increases. Tourists, hunters, and loggers who encounter the apes may see them as threats due to their size and strength, leading to unnecessary killings. Efforts to address these issues often involve international conservation organizations partnering with local governments and communities. Funding is channeled into projects aimed at reducing deforestation, rehabilitating degraded lands, and establishing legal protections for critical habitats. Public awareness campaigns highlight the importance of preserving biodiversity and the role each species plays in maintaining ecological balance. These campaigns often emphasize the connection between healthy forests and human well-being, illustrating how the survival of the Billy Apes benefits not just the local ecosystem but the planet as a whole. Ecotourism, as a sustainable alternative to destructive practices, has shown promise in supporting conservation efforts. Tourists who visit the region to observe the Billy Apes contribute to the local economy while gaining a deeper appreciation for the forest's biodiversity. This form of tourism relies on the apes being alive and thriving in their natural habitat, incentivizing local communities to protect them. Revenue generated from ecotourism can be reinvested into conservation projects, such as anti-poaching initiatives, research programs, and habitat restoration efforts. Education also plays a vital role in ensuring the long-term success of conservation efforts. Programs aimed at young people, such as the Roots and Shoots initiative founded by Jane Goodall, inspire the next generation to take an active role in protecting wildlife and the environment. By fostering a sense of responsibility and empowerment, these programs equip young individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to advocate for conservation and lead sustainable lives. This ripple effect can lead to lasting change, as communities become more aware of their impact on the environment and take steps to mitigate it. The Billy Apes, with their unique behaviors and physical characteristics, serve as a reminder of the incredible diversity of life on Earth and the importance of preserving it. Their survival is intricately linked to the health of the forest and the broader ecosystem it supports. Conservation efforts, though challenging, demonstrate that with collaboration, innovation, and dedication, it is possible to make a difference. Each step taken to protect the Billy Apes contributes to a larger mission of safeguarding the natural world for future generations, ensuring that the forests of northern Congo remain a sanctuary for these remarkable creatures and the countless other species that call it home.